Welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. This is Ray Smith and Sandra Johnson. We are flying solo. We have the wheels taken off, so we're flying by ourselves. John is busy doing other things that are important. So happy to be here. Say hi, Sandra.
Hi.
We are lucky to have welcome back to our show, our CEO and designated broker of Indie Realty, Don Geisler.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, we love having you.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you, boss. We wanted to talk about some things dealing with real estate agents if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
So one of the things I think people tend to struggle maybe finding a real estate agent that's a good fit. And sometimes you have a friend or a family member who might be doing real estate part-time on the side, and it's not always a home run. So
Sure.
If you were going to advise someone on how to find an agent that's great to work with, what would you tell them?
Boy, isn't that a great question? Because there's just so much out there. And everybody knows that there's well over 1 million, real estate agents in the country. And so there's a lot of us out there. So how do you know how to pick somebody? Well, one thing that I find is really interesting, and any professionals out there that are listening, I would pay attention. Our most recent, NAR stats, our most recent NAR stats said that 67% of, I believe it was sellers, used an agent that they got from a referral from somebody else. So that comes from a place of trust.
Mm-hmm.
So, the majority of customers, of clients, are selecting an agent based on getting a referral from somebody that they trust. So that's something that we should definitely keep in mind. But then after that, where do you go? Like if nobody knows anybody,
Right.
And there's just so many things out there. And I think one of the most important things that we have to always focus on is that this is, in fact, a people relationship business.
Absolutely.
So as a broker who hires professionals, one of the things that I always look for is communication skills. Being genuine, having great communication skills, and when I keep saying that there are so many different things out there, I see all these new resources that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
That they're websites, and they're gonna and what I see is they compile, a list of how many houses has this person closed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And, and while that's wonderful and that's great, and it is a way to, maybe start dialing in on how experienced is somebody, it doesn't necessarily tell you that that's the best fit for you. It is a relationship business, and it is about having knowledge, awareness in the moment of what it takes to get a transaction done, being intuitive with people. These transactions, they're very complex, but it always boils down to being people-oriented.
I actually had an agent that I was referring to, and I called him. I said, hey, I've got someone who's moving to the area and just wanted to talk to you a little bit. And I told him I usually don't call top producing agents. And he was shocked, and he said, why? And I said, well, because I feel like my client kind of gets passed off to someone else and they never actually have contact with you. Well, he was a rock star. I will tell you, I did place that referral with him, but he was the point of contact for my family member throughout that entire process. And he took the time to call me while they sat down in their initial meeting at a listing appointment to bring me into the conversation because it was my family. And I was really impressed with that, but it was not all the
Not the numbers.
letters behind his name
Right.
or that. It was really just that he was a genuine person, and the communication was great, and he had a really great team behind him, so it worked. But he was so shocked that I said, I usually try to find someone who I know will give enough attention to my friends and family or my other clients.
Well, everything works together. I
Right.
mean, the credentials indicate education, which is wonderful, and experience is wonderful, but also mindset is really, really very important. And we in the industry, we say, are you transactional based or are you relationship based? And there are pluses and minuses to both. But we tend to, in our circle here, we tend to not be, transaction machines. We're more relationship oriented to help our clients. And I mean, mindset, when I say mindset is important, we think that it's not about winning. I mean, our job is to advocate for our clients. And, what is the definition of that? I see so many things where an agent may just say, advocating for my client converts always to dollars and cents. And if we're beating somebody up for $5, to make $5 more, and we lose the transaction, then the question is, did we really advocate for our clients? So I think we need to be careful that it's not win or lose. I mean, I have really shifted toward it's win-win. Did you hire a professional who feels like everything is win-win, and we create the best outcomes for everybody?
I love that, Don. That's how I approach every customer, and I try to tell all my customers my clients that there's more about you than there's about me. But I do love what we do, and when you're winning, I'm winning, because we want to be around you after this. If you have that mentality that same person you sold a house to, you're going to be in contact with them for the next 20 years, I think their attitude changes at how you're going to approach them. Having quality agents, and what are some of the other qualities that you're looking for in a quality agent?
For me, I like people that have the ability to learn, of course, and by that I just mean open to learning. We go into this, and what we find, not a lot of us successful realtors, real estate professionals, we didn't go to college for it.
Right.
A lot of us found ourselves in it along the way for one reason or another. And I think the willingness to hear new ideas, to learn, to be taught. But, really communication skills are really important. Positivity is, I think, my most important thing. That I'm a very much be happy now, and all the great things come, and avoid being that I will be happy when these things happen for me. So I think that you really have to do that, because helping people is definitely a mindset.
Right.
And when we're surrounded by people that are in the middle of a transaction that's stressful, or they're trying to find a home and they're having difficulties, we need to be positive. I mean, you don't want to be Pollyanna and mislead people, but you want to be able to add positivity and guide people, confidently through what they're doing. So positivity, great communication skills, self-confidence, kindness, genuine.
Goes a long way.
Those are the things I'm always looking for.
I'm laughing because I'm writing them down like, I think I can do that.
I think you can, right?
We're going to be here, and we're going to have them down on the other side. We're going to talk a little bit about agents working with agents and how we can work together, because that's what clients see, is how you collaborate with another agent and making sure that you're always and have them on your mind. And then talk about volume. And one other thing is talking about whether or not what are you doing for hiring people to be an agent for Indie Realty. So we'll be right back with we're headed to the break. Keep listening. We have more great content with our CEO, Don Geisler, and my beautiful wife, Sandra Johnson. We are out here on our own doing this with no training wheels. Don is gone.
Hey, we are back from the break. This is Sandra Johnson. I'm here with Raymond Smith and our broker, Don Geisler. So we welcome you back from the break. So as we were leaving, we were talking a little bit about qualities of an agent, and we'll take that to the next step and talk about the fact that you have opened this brokerage in Tucson, and you've got a little bit different business model, and you are looking to hire agents.
We are, and I've said this before, we're very, very proud of the model that we've put together, because we set out to build a model that would really help our agents have the quality of life that they want. And there's so much that goes into that. And our commitment to keep that part short, our commitment is to, help them grow their business, help agents get through transactions, provide a name and an image and a brand that they can be proud of and is growing and people are aware of, and have compensation plan that helps them have achieve their dreams and have the lifestyle that they want.
That's great. I know one of the things that we've done is we have shifted some of the money that we were spending before we came to Indy. We've been able to shift those dollars into advertising on behalf of our clients. And so we actually have a little bit, more representation, as far as when we take a listing, we're putting a magazine ad out or we're doing social media advertising. And it's allowed us to kind of invest some of those dollars back into, benefit our clients, which we love. We love being able to do that for them. And we see a lot of value in that as well.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. And it just kind of mirrors our commitment, which is to be flexible, to have flexibility, to be nimble. And again, at the same time, provide a premium level of service to our clients and to our real estate market. And so, yeah, we are extremely proud of what we're doing right now.
That's awesome. And we're proud to be part of the team. Yes. So that's great. We talked a little bit about kind of the mindset of an agent, and we are working with someone on the other side. So we are kind of an advocate for our client, whether they're the buyer or seller, but we do have a relationship that we are kind of building in working with another agent, because we rarely are going to see that other buyer or seller on that side of the transaction. But you were talking a little bit about that while we were on break.
I just am really committed to the idea of collaboration among professionals, and our code and what we refer to when we work with another agent, with another brokerage, to get a transaction done, it's called cooperation. And so I just really appreciate when people analyze and really feel and embody what that means to cooperate with somebody else. And, I said before, it's not so much about winning and losing. And we as real estate professionals, and I think this is really important, we should be the calm, objective problem solver and professional and knowledgeable in the middle of what can be an emotional storm. And I always tell, agents, as soon as your emotion becomes part of a transaction,
yes.
your transaction is in jeopardy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like your transaction is halfway done if your emotion is involved in it, and not done in a good way.
Right.
So I think it's really important that there's a lot goes on behind the scenes in a real estate transaction that the clients never know about. And I can't say how critical it is to stay professional, stay above board, make sure, if your client is feeling negativity toward the principal on the other side, the broker, the agent on the other side, then I think we need to look in the mirror and check, what am I conveying to them? Because it's a business transaction. There are emotions involved, but people are people.
Right.
You don't know what's going on with other people. Everybody's just trying to do, the best for themselves that they can. So, and one of the things is, I always encourage people, don't just assume the negative. Don't just jump to the worst case, perception of somebody. Like, I guess a simple example would be the roof leaks. Well, they know the roof leaks, so they're trying to do X, Y, Z.
Right.
Don't assume people are trying to do. Maybe just people just don't know any better.
Right.
So if we can keep positive and communicate, and that's why, as we circle back around to what when you're looking for an agent and how do you find a great professional, that communication, the willingness to communicate, it's just so critically important.
That sounds great. We are here with Don Geisler, who is the CEO and designated broker for Indy Realty, and also our illustrious boss when we love hanging around with. And when you're talking about that, Don, I think the things you're saying are what you are. It's what we see when we come to work and we sit there and talk with you. When we have our meetings, we see that positiveness. So it makes it easier for us to come forward and say, "Hey, boss, we have an issue. Can you help us resolve this?"
Mhm.
And you never come in there. You never come to us with the emotion. Okay, let's go through the facts and let's find a way to do that. How do you keep emotion out of these things? Sometimes they're really difficult.
Well, I mean, one thing is that I've been doing this for 22 years, so I will say that it's a skill that you develop over time. It's something that you have to be aware of and has to be in your consciousness, that you're not getting anywhere if you're getting angry, if you're getting upset, if you're getting emotional about it. The purchase contract, the transaction, it's a big puzzle. I always used to refer to those Encyclopedia Brown books that I loved when I was a kid. They were this choose your own adventure, type of thing. Or so every path in the contract leads to other paths, other things that can happen. And you just have to be fluent with it and sort of analyze it. And I have had people become upset at me because I'm not feeding the fire. They're jumping up on my desk and they're enraged and they're inflamed and they're frustrated that I'm not getting...
Not indie agents, right?
No. No, absolutely not. I've been doing this for 22 years. I've been exposed to a lot of different people.
Are you?
And
Go ahead.
go right ahead.
I was thinking about you and how you always like to think outside the box. Are you using that motivation to everyone else? Hey, sometimes think outside the box, come back to me, and then I will tell you if that's the right way to go. Just so that we're always trying something new in our company.
I do. I really encourage people to think outside of the box when it comes to marketing properties, when it comes to generating business, all of that stuff. And my only kind of caveat on that is make sure that you have perfected and become an expert in the fundamentals, first.
Right.
Make sure that you're doing everything that we need to do, that we're required to do, that are proven, and then get outside the box and take everything to the next level. So
I like that idea. That's what you're teaching us, and we appreciate it so much. If people want to reach you and talk a little bit more about real estate and maybe become a real estate agent, how do they get a hold of you, Don?
Yeah, you can always reach me at 520-869-2376. Again, I'm Don. I'm the CEO and DB of Indie Realty Tucson.
He's the best. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or have any questions concerning real estate, we would love to help you. Call Sandra Johnson, who is my wife, at 520-850-1725, or call me. I'm her husband. I'm just joking. I can be reached at 520-904-7711, and we are part of Indie Realty. We're great because the Indie means independent. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show on The Voice, KBOI 1030 AM. Thanks, Don, for coming.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, we are back from the break, and this is Sandra Johnson. I'm here with Raymond Smith, my husband, and we have a new guest with us, Kim Adair, who is the executive director of the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. Welcome, Kim.
Welcome,
Hi,
Kim.
thanks for having me, guys. So good to see you.
Yes.
Oh, it's good to see you. You probably like my husband's favorite other woman because you're like in charge and running the Arizona Bowl.
Oh, yes. And I cannot lie. I cannot deny.
Well,
So-
I have so much love for you too. You guys have been amazing volunteers for us, and I just love having you around. Your enthusiasm and excitement is so awesome to be
Thank you.
around every
Thank
single
you.
year.
That's mostly Raymond.
Contagious. It's contagious.
Well, I wanted to ask you, being a woman in this field, how has that been for you? What kind of challenges have you had?
It's been awesome. I really feel like college sports and sports management generally is really at a tipping point for women. You're starting to see a lot more women become athletic directors, conference commissioners, executive directors of bowl games. When I started, there was one other woman as an executive director for bowl games out of 44.
Wow.
And now we're up to 5. So we're making some progress here. That's great. Every
That's
time an
awesome.
opening, actually almost every time an opening's come up, it's been backfilled with a woman, as of late. So that's exciting. We're making some inroads there. And yeah, it's been great. I get a lot of questions about what's it like to be a woman in sports, but I can't imagine that it's much different than being a man,
Yeah.
except that sometimes I have to wear high heels and they don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I noticed though? You love this sport. You love sports. So when we talk
do.
all the time about, we don't talk about things that's not Arizona sports at all. You are very knowledgeable in sports. You love the fact that you're in the sports industry.
I love sports. I really do. I've always loved sports. I was the only girl on my little league baseball team, and this is back in the early 80s. Like, my dad was the coach. I think he was the coach so that to make sure that I could be on the team. And so I've been watching sports, playing sports, really being passionate about sports for a really long time. I love college football. I love college basketball, and I love Formula One racing. That's my other passion.
Did not know that. We
Yes.
didn't. All right.
I just found out today I got tickets to the Miami race next year.
Awesome.
So I'm very excited about that.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, what is your history with the Arizona Bowl?
I actually go back to the very early days of the Arizona Bowl. So Ali Farhang is our, one of our founders. He and Mark Irvin and Fletcher McCusker, they met up with John Volpe at Nova Home Loans and said, hey, would you be interested in being our title sponsor? And I worked for John Volpe. I was the senior vice president of marketing and business development. And John says, yeah, I think we're interested. Let's talk to Kim. They brought me in. I actually negotiated the contract for Nova Home Loans to be the title sponsor. And as part of that, I became a board member of the bowl game. So I've been with, Ali was day one, and I always say I was there on day two, really early on, and became very active, got to know all of our conference partners, our media partners, our athletic directors and coaches. And so when an opportunity opened up, when our executive director was retiring at the bowl game, the board came to me and asked me if I'd be interested in leaving Nova and coming over to the executive director role. And I was ready. I'd been with Nova for 10 years. It's a great company, but who could pass up being, an executive director of an NCAA bowl game? That's like a lifelong dream. So
That's awesome.
that's how I came on board. So I have a deep history with the bowl game, going all the way back to the very beginning.
You make me laugh because you said, who can give up? You can't. When Kim Adair asks you to do something, trust me, it's the easiest thing to say yes. Like you said, I'm sure when Ali came and asked you, like, it was a piece of cake to go and do that. To be around the bowl games, be around things, sports, and be in charge of one bowl that's on when? When is it this year?
December 30th.
And you guys need to know that Kim spends most of her time going around looking at all the other conferences, talking to the conference of MAC and Mountain West's teams, talking to their ADs. She's gone all the time talking to all these people to make sure they understand how great the bowl is. How much fun is that to go around and talk to all these different ADs?
When you're passionate about the product you're selling, it's an easy and great job. And I am passionate about our bowl game. And what's even better than that is that when I meet up with the athletic directors or our conference partners or even the coaches, they love this bowl game. They love our community. They love the hospitality, both in the climate and the warmth of the people here. They love this game, and so to bring passion to this, to this and telling people about this is great, but it's also really wonderful to get that back too, because people love it.
I remember when we first started, you were saying that our bowl was recognized one of the top bowls that people want to go to. I can't remember what the number was, but we were 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah, so with our conferences specifically, when we started in this, we were one of the, we came late into a bowl cycle. So basically we were left with whatever teams we could get each year until we renegotiated the contract. And we were always sort of getting the last place teams in the conferences, bowl eligible teams. But pretty quickly, the conferences and the athletic directors and the coaches realized they didn't want this to be their last place bowl game. They wanted this to be one of their top bowl games.
Right.
This is something people really wanted to go to. In fact, we had higher level teams wanting us to pick them, even though we were supposed to be picking lower level teams. And so that was a really great testament to all of the work this community has done for the bowl game and all the investment we put into it. And now we have one of the higher picks, we're the number 2 picks in both of our conferences, which gives us an opportunity to really hand select the teams that are coming here. And we want to make sure we bring the most fans here and give them the best experience and put together an awesome matchup for everybody to watch.
And what do you think we need to do to get more fans in the stands? Because I think that's one of the things that Tucson needs to know. We're trying to get our name out there that the Arizona Bowl is there. What else do we need to do to make sure we get the people in the seats?
I think we take for granted the size of this community, I feel like this is a small community and everybody knows everything I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that so isn't the truth.
Right.
I mean, I run into people all the time who still have never heard about the Arizona Bowl, the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, and I'm like, how have you not heard about this? Yes, we're on TV, we're on the radio, we're on billboards, I'm at every single meeting, network meeting. I mean, I do presentations. Everybody knows about us, and so, but in reality, they don't. And so it's really just about us getting our message out there and letting people know that when they support the Arizona Bowl, they're supporting our community. When they buy a ticket to go to the game, they're actually buying a ticket for dollars to go back into our community, into our charities, into our economic impact. And so, giving back 100% of our net proceeds is something really important to us. So every empty seat in that stadium at each game, just as a reminder of how much more money we could be giving to charity.
Thanks,
So
Kim.
when we come back from the break, let's talk a little bit more about the impact that the bowl has on our community. So we will be back from break with Kim Adair, the executive director of the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl.
Hi, guys. We're back with the executive director of the Arizona Bowl and our lovely boss, Kim Adair. I'll keep saying. I keep
Makes
giving
me
you.
laugh every time.
I give you so many adjectives and so many adjectives and adverbs, whatever it is. It's just
The
you're an
funny
awesome
thing
person.
is, though, we can call her boss, but we're volunteers, so she can't fire us. She's stuck with us.
I'm happily stuck with you. There's no one I'd be better stuck with. Oh boy.
we know how impactful the Arizona Bowl has been in Tucson, but I don't think a lot of people know all the things that the Arizona Bowl does every single year when you hold this bowl. Can you tell us a little bit about how much impact you have in the Tucson community?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a tough couple of years with COVID. In 2020, we had a game at a loss, really, for the bowl game, but it was so important for us to continue to market and give visibility to Southern Arizona. We had the game with no fans in the stands, and then last year, as you guys know, but maybe your listeners don't know, at the last minute, a few days before the game, our game was canceled because of COVID and it's COVID-related positives on one of our teams. And so, we had all the expenses of a bowl game without actually having a bowl game and having the
Right.
revenue from the bowl game, which was also very difficult. But even despite those challenges, in the last, we've had 7 games or had 7 years. We've raised over $4.5 million for local charities. We have an economic impact of over $120 million for the community. So we're really proud of those numbers. Some years I've heard that we, like next to the Gem and Mineral Show, we're the second biggest impacting
Wow.
event in Southern Arizona. So it's important for this community, especially because we give all this visibility to Southern Arizona. The reason why we wanted to play in the year 2020 was because we were being broadcast on CBS television network. And we wanted the whole world to be able to see Tucson and
Right.
put it on their bucket list. So once the pandemic, lifted and they could travel, they could come to Tucson. And when they come to Tucson and see how beautiful it is, they move to Tucson. And when they
Right.
move to Tucson, you guys are getting
Yay.
business.
Right, right.
Yeah, and that's what we want for this community is the economic impact of the game and the visibility of it.
I think
And a lot of people have never been to Tucson before when they come in, and it's just fun to hear them talk about what their expectation was, and then to actually be here and see how beautiful our mountains are and how great the people in Tucson are.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in Scottsdale and moved here about 22 years ago. And people just think Tucson's like the Phoenix area, and it's definitely not. I
Yeah.
love Tucson. I would never leave Tucson. It's my home.
the one thing I always try to remind people, and you brought it up before, is that Tucson and that the Arizona Bowl, 100% of net proceeds go towards local charities.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to emphasize that to the people so they can understand that every time you buy a ticket and once all our bills are paid, everything single cent goes back into the community.
Absolutely. And even beyond that, you guys know as part of our Blue Blazer, our committee, we are dedicated to doing good things throughout the year for charities.
Yes.
We're always raising money for charity throughout the year. We're collecting toys or collecting backpacks or you name it for charities that are in need throughout the year. So it's a very big focus for us, which is to give back to this community both in dollars, both in visibility, and really do good things. And we're a little bit of a unicorn,
Right.
in that sense in the bowl world. A lot of bowls give money to charity. That's a lot of their focus, but we're the only one to commit 100% of our net proceeds to charity, and we're very proud of that.
one thing that people are not aware of that is dear to my heart, and it's called Extra Yard for Teachers.
Yeah, that's another area. That's
Can
right.
you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So the Extra Yard for Teacher program is a program led by the CFP Foundation, the College Football Playoff Foundation. And they have put together this program where bowls and college athletic departments can participate. But essentially, we give away $1,000 grants to teachers. Last year, we gave 21 to teachers. This year, we're giving 11 to teachers. And then we bring those teachers out and celebrate them on the field. But right now, we just opened up the application process for this year's winners. And so you can go to our website, thearizonabowl.com/teachers, and fill out an application, nominate a teacher that's been great to your child, just great to you, you name it, someone that's going above and beyond. And we want to be able to recognize the best teachers in Southern Arizona with these grants.
So excited.
Yeah. What are they able to use that grant
They
for?
they can use it for anything in the classroom. So if they need new books, if they need, we had a science teacher one year that spent it on a drone so that he could teach the kids about aeronautics.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got teachers using it on IT equipment and computers, or even charging stations, and there's a lot of different functions they can. We had a PE teacher that bought all new equipment for their school, for their PE department.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really amazing the good that these $1,000 grants can do within our community.
And one thing about Tucson and about the Arizona Bowl is that we do a lot of things before the bowl. And the one thing we call it KOL, which is the kickoff luncheon.
Yeah, that's very exciting this
So
year.
I'm going to let you talk all about that, because you should see her face. She's just smiling big when we talk about the kickoff luncheon. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, after our game cancellation, we needed a big win, to get back our mojo, right? And we're really excited this year. We just announced, I think about 10 days ago, that for our kickoff luncheon, our keynote speaker will be Rob Gronkowski, Gronk. And that's a huge win for us. It's only the second time he's been back to Arizona since he left. And we've always wanted Gronk, except that he's been playing.
Right.
And so right now he's retired and will be retired through our function. And whether he comes back after that, who knows? Certainly possible. Maybe we'll get that announcement at the kickoff luncheon. Who knows? But we're really excited to have Gronk. We have 1,000 seats to this event. We already have 740 sold. So, and that's been in 10 days.
In 10 days.
It's going to be a really fantastic event. We're really excited about it.
So how do people get tickets?
Easy. They can go to azbowlkickoff.com, azbowlkickoff.com, or they can go to our website at thearizonabowl.com, and they can find how to get tickets there. It's $85 per person, or if you buy a table of 10, it's $800. So
Awesome. Yeah, we're excited for the luncheon.
me too.
Yeah, we are. Well, and it's also another way that you raise funds for charity.
Yep, absolutely. So we have silent auction and a 50-50 raffle, and we raise money, and we'll be donating it to Gronk's Foundation, the Gronk Foundation, and then they're going to donate it to local charities here in Tucson. So we're really excited about that partnership, and even developing more money for our local charities.
So if somebody wanted to make a donation of, for the raffle, or if they want tickets, probably they need to do that fairly soon.
Yeah, I'm guessing that, Tucson's always a last minute town, right? We sell most of our tickets to most of our events in like the last 72 hours. And people are not waiting to buy these tickets because they know they're going to be quick to go. I would imagine we're September 1st. By September 15th, we're probably going to be sold out, and that will be about 6 weeks before the event. So I wish I had a bigger room.
Could you let them know where it's at?
Yeah, it's going to be at the Tucson Convention Center on October 27th. That's the Thursday before homecoming. And what's great is that Rob's going to come and spend some time with us at our kickoff luncheon, but then also stay throughout the weekend for all of the homecoming festivities. So it's a great win-win for everybody.
Well, that's awesome.
Isn't one of your raffles is to spend some time with Gronk, or do some kind of tickets or something?
No, I think we will be raffling off, we'll have some signed merchandise from Rob. Yeah, and we'll be able to, and they'll be able to win that.
I see that this year that you're doing a lot of outreach for the Arizona Bowl to let the community know what we're doing, and I'm just amazed that this was one of your key things. You and Del was talking about. Del Royal is the COO, It's my buddy, my boss too. And things that you're trying to do to get people aware of the community. Can you talk a little bit about what you're trying to do?
Yeah, so we've got a great board of directors of about 20, and then we have a Blue Blazer committee, which you two are our co-chairs of, and there's almost like 90 people there, and we were trying to get the message out by being out in the community, and thankfully we've got this great Blue Blazer committee who's been out and helping us get the word out, and we've been doing that through football. This year we're hosting some events at some Friday night lights, some high school football games where we'll be positioned at, and we'll be awarding the MVPs of the games for each team. So we're getting out into the community. We're much more involved in youth football as well.
Yes.
One of the great things about what we do too is how we honor our heroes in our community. We have a heroes program over the, I guess we've had 5 or 6 games. We've given over 35,000 tickets in those 6 games to local heroes, where people underwrite these tickets so our heroes can go and watch this great game, bring their family and friends to the game, and enjoy this experience. And so we're just, always trying to find ways to get the word out. If anyone has any ideas, I'm totally open to them. But
I just saw right here that you have some of your Arizona Bowl ambassadors doing a pickup versus pros.
Pick'em versus pros.
Pick'em versus pros. Yes.
Yeah, so we've got some bowl ambassadors who are ex-professional athletes, and 2 of those ambassadors, John Fina and Glenn Parker, who played for the U of A and went on to play for the Buffalo Bills, are doing our pick'em. And basically, they're going to pick their games. You get a chance to pick what games you think are going to, who the winners of the games will be between our conferences. And then the winners of weekly will get some prizes and merchandise and be put into a drawing for a big ticket package for the game, a VIP experience.
I think it's awesome. And I see that also the Arizona Bowl is working with the NFF, the National Football Foundation.
Yeah.
You're always working with people to try to bring more attention to Tucson and to football and to youths.
Yeah, I always believe a rising tide lifts all boats. And so the more we can get people involved and the more we're doing better together, the better it is for everybody. So I'm excited to partner with whoever would like to get to know us better, and we can mutually help each other's missions. Yeah.
Awesome. And so you have sponsorships available at the game. Kickoff luncheon is October 27th. We have the bowl game on December 30th. Give us the website one more time.
You can get tickets and everything, learn about all of these events at thearizonabowl.com. thearizonabowl.com.
Okay, and Raymond and I would like to thank you for joining us. We also would like to thank our sponsors, Horizon Inspections, Indy Realty, Inspired Life Mortgage, the Arizona Sands Club, Rego Pest Prevention, Atomic Nutrition, and Sweet Little Chefs. And thank you, Kim, for being here.
Kim.
We loved having you.
Love you,
Thanks,
Kim.
guys. Good to see you.